TCIG X Spaces Highlights June 2025 Part 1.
Today, the first AI agent went live on Ethereum called Iris on virtuals.io. Today is the beginning of a new dawn in crypto with the first AI agent going live. And tomorrow is also the beginning of a new chapter for Coinbase with the 2025 State of Crypto Summit livestream. Some important figures in there. First, I'll name some people. Of course, we have Brian Armstrong, CEO of Coinbase. We have David Sachs, the AI and crypto czar. There's Rob Goldstein from BlackRock. And then, surprisingly, Saquon Barkley, professional athlete. He is a running back for the Eagles, Eagles. Didn't see that one coming, but I know he has been involved with Bitcoin for a while. I think it was last year or maybe even 2 years ago now, he took his salary in Bitcoin. He's one of many. We will probably see more professional athletes get involved, and hopefully they won't end up like Tom Brady and FTX. Hopefully that era of crypto is over. Some other figures behind the 2025 State of Crypto Summit. There are now 161 million stablecoin holders globally. 4 in 5 institutions have exposure to digital assets. And 1 in 3 small businesses use crypto. Coinbase also reported yesterday that over 60% of Fortune 500 companies are working on crypto projects. I'll just repeat that one. Over 60% of Fortune 500 companies are working on crypto projects. The wave is here. SEC Chairman Paul Atkins, he announced that the core feature of blockchain technology is the ability of individuals to have self-custody of crypto assets in digital wallets. The right to have self-custody of one's private property is a foundational American value. Indeed, slow but sure, people are realizing this is the end of the road. To get into self-custody, there are many options in which to hold your crypto in self-custody, and that is the majority of my research. So this is how we got here. But it is great to get some validation from the SEC chairman that we have rite of passage for self-custody. Just to have a little recap of what's going on with Ethereum lately is that Ethereum leads all chains by TVL, or total value locked. That is not a surprise. It's always been that way since the beginning of Ethereum, but the stats don't lie. The total value locked on Ethereum is about 62 billion, and that is 10x that of Bitcoin. And Bitcoin is actually behind Solana. User activity for Ethereum is up almost 20% week over week. We have records every single day. It just keeps going up. And there's almost $1 billion in queue for staking, which is also a record. Record on record on record, and we haven't even started. We have not even started. And there was another stat that it secures 219 billion in capital, which is the most out of any blockchain. What I could say is that Ethereum, it's now over 124 public corporations that hold Bitcoin on their balance sheet. Over 800,000 Bitcoin, worth over 85 billion. We more than doubled in a couple months, and we haven't even started, so the largest demand generator is the number goes up, and when the number starts going up, that's when the FOMO sets in. We are in the middle of the crypto IPO boom. One I'll mention is Gemini. First, I'll say that they recently released a Bitcoin reward credit card with Arculus. If you forgot, Arculus is at the nucleus of TCIG, and they are everywhere. If they weren't everywhere before, they are now, and that'll just increase because the crypto industry is catching on that they are a gold mine. Arculus is in New Jersey, which we'll talk about New Jersey with some things coming up with real estate in New Jersey. Arculus is now bringing lending, borrowing, and staking directly in their app with a protocol called Venus. And they recently joined the Global Dollar Network, which is a stablecoin network. So this is groundbreaking. I have been waiting to see when this was going to happen because all of these features are definitely needed, and now they will be possible directly in-app. Circle, the USDC issuer, a leak that XRP was going to buy them, are now listed on the New York Stock Exchange in the beginning of June, and they raised over $1 billion on June 5th. Galaxy is backing SharpLink Gaming, which is basically like the first major Ethereum strategic reserve. There's obviously a lot out there, like the country of Bhutan. 425 million in ETH, and also BTCS also increased their holdings by 50% in Q1. So it's not just Bitcoin strategic reserves, it is Ethereum as well. And I've seen ones about XRP, and really any of them. Any company could start their own strategic reserve in what crypto they believe in. So also eToro is a trading platform They also went for their IPO on May 14th. They have 30 million users in 100 plus countries. And some other ones coming up are CoreWeave, Bullish. Kraken is one of the oldest crypto exchanges, so they are looking for an IPO as well. Recently, the stablecoin market cap topped 250 billion for the first time, with 90% of banks looking to launch their own stablecoin. And talking about stablecoins, the largest share of stablecoins is Tether, and Tether is now the 5th largest bank in the world, with 13 billion in net profit in 2024, with only 100 employees. That is 0.05% of the workforce of all other top 10 banks in the world. You can bet your chips on the fact that Tether will most likely be the largest bank in the world very quickly, and for the most profit per employee of any bank in the world. Some other things about stablecoins here. Apple, X, Airbnb, and Google are in talks to integrate stablecoins. And also X is looking to bring XChat messaging with Bitcoin-style encryption. The giants are ready to go. There's a platform called AirBTC that is specifically for people who want to rent Airbnbs with Bitcoin. So AirBTC, something to check out. Robinhood has completed its acquisition of Bitstamp. Bitstamp is the longest standing exchange in the world. We should see a lot more coming from Robinhood. And MoonPay. MoonPay has been in the news quite a bit. They have been named in the top 50 disruptors list in the world. MoonPay had an interview, and they were saying that your crypto wallet will replace your bank account. And they said that's a promise. So the Bitcoin conference at the end of May, and it was pretty funny. It said that a lot of the talks at the Bitcoin conference were about Ethereum, because most of them were talking about stablecoins. That is one thing that I keep mentioning, and I will mention till the end of time, that all these Bitcoin maximalists saying that all other crypto doesn't matter, I think they would care about stablecoins. To care about stablecoins, you might want to care about Ethereum. Real estate is coming on chain in waves. The largest asset class in the world at 400 trillion in New Jersey, like I said before. The largest blockchain deed initiative in US history is coming for real estate in New Jersey. 240 billion in real estate will be coming on chain on Avalanche. So, again, for any of you who are not paying attention, there is a record 698 billion in real estate for sale in the US. More than 500,000 more home sellers than buyers right now. This kind of environment we've never seen before. And it all makes sense. About 70% of agents, real estate agents, didn't even sell one home in 2024. XRP Ledger Apex, which is also wrapping up tomorrow. There's some stats that came out. Over 13 years, XRPL has matured into one of the most robust L1 blockchains. It is one of the oldest crypto. You got Bitcoin at 16 years and Ethereum at 10. So XRP is actually older than Ethereum. And some of these stats here, so 100% of decentralized blockchain with 800 nodes processing transactions and maintaining the ledger. There's 116 million realized RWA market cap, making XRPL a top 10 chain for financial asset tokenization. 6 million plus active XRP wallet holders around the world. 180 plus proof of association validators operated by universities, exchanges, businesses, and individuals. 3.3 billion plus transactions processed, and 130 billion worth of market capitalization, making it a top 3 cryptocurrency. JP Morgan is considered the largest bank in the world, and they just announced that they have filed a trademark for a stablecoin called JPMD that'll represent dollar deposits at the world's largest bank. The Senate just passed the Genius Act for stablecoin regulation, and it'll be passed on to the House of Representatives. It is the first crypto bill that has passed the Senate. It's a pretty big deal, and stablecoins look to, I want to say replace, but I can't say that, help the financial system. Base is integrating stablecoins with Shopify. If anyone knows what Shopify is, it'll be the default payment will be stablecoins, and that is all on Base. I mentioned Jesse Pollock, who says, wait until every business realizes that accepting stablecoins, your path to serving customers in every country around the world becomes 10 times easier. The Coinbase State of Crypto was last week. They had 2 different sessions in the same day. The main points from it, the number one point, I cannot believe it, is that Coinbase One came out with a card for Coinbase One customers. The card is made by Arculus. We have MetaMask, Gemini, and now Coinbase. Coinbase, the number one company in crypto, releasing a card with Arculus. Arculus is at the nucleus of TCIG. Our mission is to get branded Arculus cards in the future. The Coinbase one card, if you take a look at it, described in the face of it is the Genesis block. And a little side note, the Libertarian Party posted today a picture of the Genesis block. So everyone comes around to Bitcoin. They bend the knee to Bitcoin and crypto. The Coinbase one credit card, you get up to 4% Bitcoin cashback. And that is the best cashback you can get in the world. Another thing was Coinbase Business. They've had a couple different areas on Coinbase. I was looking into Coinbase Commerce. If you are a business out there and you're trying to accept crypto, that is a good place to start. It says introducing Coinbase Business, instant global payments, secure custody and trading, API automation, USDC rewards, the all-in-one crypto account for modern companies. If you're looking to do anything in the space, any kind of options you need, Coinbase is a good place to start. And they acquired Deribit, which is a derivatives platform. Behind real estate, derivatives, second largest asset class in the world, and they just filed to get approval for on-chain stocks. This has already started. There's a number of stocks that you can trade on-chain, but I saw that Coinbase, they filed to get approval for all stocks to be on-chain. The bull case for Ethereum, Etherealize, they had posted this about ETHdigitaloil.com. It says the stars are aligning for ETH, 1.25 billion ETF inflows over 19 straight days. It's being adopted as a treasury asset. It has been, but that is ramping up. On LinkedIn, LinkedIn is still a decent place to get some resources, and some other things that we do not post on X go to LinkedIn, so check us out on LinkedIn, TC Investment Group. ETH is digital oil for the digital economy. It's burned to settle transactions, staked to secure the network, and locked to collateralize value. Oil burns once, ETH burns, earns, and returns. Bitcoin is programmable scarcity, and Ethereum is productive scarcity. ETH is not just gas, it's Ethereum's trust asset, the core resource of permissionless financial system. It fuels stablecoins over 50%, DeFi over 60%, layer 2s, most of layer 2s are on Ethereum, and tokenized real world assets, about 80% are currently on Ethereum. So institutions are noticing they want infrastructure that is neutral, permissionless, and compliant, and Ethereum checks every box. No issuer, no counterparty risk, no off switch. So ETH whales have accumulated 2.5 billion in Ethereum on Sunday, in one day, the largest daily inflow since 2018. And we all know what happened back then. Well, some of us do. 7 years ago. There's that 7 again. There is a new record of 35 million ETH that have been staked. For the last week, Ethereum whales accumulated over 800,000 ETH daily. That's not $800,000 worth of ETH daily. That's 800,000 ETH. This post went super viral from Simply Bitcoin. Well, a lot of people posted it, but it says Bank of America, again, amongst the largest banks in the world, ranks Bitcoin with the printing press, steam engine, light bulb, and internet as a once-in-a-millennium technology. This goes back to 1000 AD. Printing press, telescope, steam engine, telegraph, light bulb, Model T car, polio vaccine, man on moon, microprocessor, word processor, cell phones, World Wide Web, DVDs, hybrid cars, social media, iPhone, Bitcoin, EV, CRISPR, which is gene editing, and AI. Top of the food chain is quantum computing and super intelligence.
Hop on the train and get on chain. Let's cut out all the noise and build together.